What's up, everybody? It's your main man, Spice Adams. I'm here just trying to put some paint where it ain't, man. The three-point conversion, man. Y'all already know what it is. Wet.
Mark, the whole month you guys have had the highest scoring offense, and I just wondered maybe what are some of the biggest things that you all have learned over the course of the year that's allowing for everything to really flourish right now on that end of the floor.
Yeah, I think we've been good offensively. It hasn't been like a scorching three-point shooting month. Oftentimes that can be part of it, but we've done a nice job of manufacturing offense through transition attacks, rim attacks, offensive rebounds, low turnovers, winning the possession battle. So I do think a lot of it's sustainable. When you shoot well like we did tonight, then it can pop to 135 or whatever. But guys are doing a great job on that end of the floor.
And then Jay Will doesn't play the whole first half, and he jumps in, makes his first shot. That's one thing, but he just seemed really engaged. What'd you notice from him?
Yeah, I mean, since All-Star break, coming off the break, we've had a very condensed schedule with a lot of travel. We went Utah, Minnesota home. The home game might as well have been a road game. And then we came back on the road and in short turnarounds. And so there's an element of attrition with the NBA schedule, especially at times like this for us. And you need different sources of energy when you do that. And I thought him and Kenrich in the third specifically, when we opened the game up, those guys were a big part of that run. And it's great professionalism and readiness by those guys to just step in to larger roles once Chet and Isaiah went out and Alex was already out.
Mark, obviously Chet gets ruled out at half, but I think early in that first is the play where he's like holding his lower leg for a while. Did that sort of thing happen on that play, or?
He was ruled out with an ankle sprain. I believe it was that play. Yeah. He played through for a little bit, and then we ruled him out at halftime.
Okay, and like kind of going off the offense, like being more specific, obviously like not just since the new year, but especially in February, the three-point shooting. Like, do you think that's just variance? The pendulum is bound to swing back. Like, what do you attribute that to?
A little bit of variance. I mean, a little bit of variance. I think guys are going to find their level as three-point shooters. Caruso and Kaysen early in the season is a great example of that. They've come around. Isaiah Joe had a really rough stretch in 2024 at the end of the year. He's come back around. Wiggins, has always played well all season, but his shooting has really come around lately. So some of it's that, but you don't score the way we're scoring as consistently as we're scoring without nice balance. And I think we have nice balance right now. I think we're executing, we're taking care of the ball. We're, like I said, getting offensive rebounds and really working to find good shots.
Part of being a good shooter, at least from afar, seems like what you tell yourself after a certain stretch.
I wouldn't know.
Maybe not, but with Lou, like he came out of the break not so hot,
Yep.
and he almost tied his career high tonight. Like, what have you seen over time in terms of the things he tells himself after certain stretches, certain games, like the mindset he's kind of guarded over time? Yeah,
he's seen a lot of shots go in his career, so I do think the experience of playing a lot of years and a lot of minutes like he has helps you to understand that nothing's permanent in the NBA. So a good shooting stretch is not permanent. Poor shooting stretch is not permanent. That's why we really try to help guys. I don't know what they say to themselves, but the things that we say to them is we try to help them shoot their shots. Understand what a good shot is for them as it relates to our team, and then give them the confidence to shoot that in every circumstance. And if you get it going, it doesn't necessarily mean you should be expanding that. You just keep doubling down. So I was happy for him to break through because he's obviously had a tough shooting stretch over the last 4 games or so. But we have confidence that he's gonna make them.
Coach, at this point in the season, I know you have a few different players here, but what is the main difference, or what is the difference between last year and this team this year? At this point in the season.
I don't know. I think there's the first thing is internal growth. We have a lot of players back. For a team that is as young as we are, we have a lot of continuity, and we have a lot of internal growth. We have a lot of guys that got individually better year over year. I would say just about every rotation player, and then collectively have gotten better in terms of the chemistry on the court, the way we play, and stuff like that. And then I'd be lying if I didn't acknowledge Hartenstein, Caruso, AJ Mitchell earlier in the year. Dylan's given us good minutes. We've added new players as well that have had their fingerprints on this thing. So I think it's a combination of those two things.
And then the fact that Hartenstein can come in and do whatever the team needs him to do at any point. Just can you talk about that?
He's the man. He's the man. I can't say enough about him as a guy. He's such a real dude. You know, great teammate, great in the locker room, great on the court, totally coachable. You know, he just wants to know what he needs to do to help the team win. You know, so he came off the bench tonight, I think, for the first time all season. You know, and that was like a 3-second conversation. You know, there's no need to massage that with him because he's a soldier. So a great appreciation for not only, you know, his impact as a player, but who he is.
Coach, could you talk about how tonight you guys really placed an emphasis on limiting Trae Young offensively, you know, not him getting downhill, and Dyson Daniels on the offensive end. He scored a lot lately over the last 2 weeks, but tonight you guys really had a real emphasis on Dyson and Trae Young.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard. These are good teams, you know, so it's hard to take everything away, but we try to prioritize, you know, the other team's engines, you know, the guys that really make them go. Obviously, for this team, it's Trae, and he's hard to bottle up. You know, he got loose there in the third, you know, in front of our bench early in the quarter before we really started to stack stops up. You know, even later in the fourth quarter, you know, you think you've got him in the coverage and he just like beats 2 guys and he's in the middle of the lane, you know, floating it with like 8 to go. So really tough player, but we try to prioritize that. It wasn't our best defensive night, but we did a decent job on him. I thought we held him in check.
Mark, it seems silly, but like we're going to more arenas now, and Shay's getting pelted with the free throw marching chants. Like, I guess I wonder what you think in terms of like people sort of villainizing that as an attribute.
I mean, hate is the highest of compliments when it comes to, you know, the great players. You know, I think that's just comes with the territory of being a great player.
Anybody else? Thank you, Coach.